Now that you've worked up the nerve to go on a first date, congrats! But here comes the challenging part, the precise date. We are aware of the strain you may feel going into that first, tentative meeting, but there are steps you can do to make it go as smoothly as possible. We asked an award-winning sexologist for some dating advice so we could share the greatest first date advice with you. Let's look at them now without further ado. Number 1. Work on venue selection. Your first date's location may make or break it. It is advised by the experts to pick a relaxing location unless you have a certain activity in mind. A walk by the beach or a casual supper at the pub will ensure you are able to get to know the person and a casual setting, but an opulent dinner date to start things off can be a little intense for some. Always remember to choose places that make you feel safe and comfortable when choosing venues. Consider a location that can foster connection, intimacy, and encourage dialogue. A pub or coffee shop are two more options to consider because they can have a pleasant atmosphere and are ideal settings for lengthy, uninterrupted chats. On your first date, it's advisable to avoid fancy restaurants and overly romantic settings as they may make you feel under pressure or like you're already on your 67th date. It's also simple to leave a bar or coffee shop after one drink if you're not feeling it. You can choose to stay for a few more beers if you two get along. Number 2. Set your mind at ease. The hardest aspect of a first date can be getting your mind in the proper place. You should go into the date with confidence, but watch out for coming out as pretentious. The best way to psychologically prepare for the first date is to treat it as you would any other first date, but getting your mind in the proper place can be even more challenging. It can be extremely nerve-wracking to sign up for a dating app and even more so to schedule an actual meeting if you are just putting your toe back into the dating pool. Making time for you in the days leading up to a date is the greatest way to prepare for it. Take your time getting dressed and create a pre-date playlist. Wearing something that makes you feel beautiful will give you the appropriate attitude for your date. If you're still feeling anxious, try to seem confident anyhow. Most likely, your date is experiencing the same thing. There is no reason to be anxious while meeting new individuals, it is exhilarating. Great if you get along. If not, at least you made a new friend and had some thought-provoking chats. Number 3. Get your presentation right. Now the question arises that how to get the presentation right? Through your style. For your first date, be careful to dress appropriately. If you're going to a neighborhood tavern or pub, dress appropriately by avoiding anything too formal or fancy. At the same time, make sure you're dressed comfortably and that your clothes are clean and in good condition. Through your bodily expression. On a first date, one of the key ways people read and use body language to learn about someone is to see how they show their emotions. One of our best first date body language suggestions is to sit up straight, avoid slouching, crossing your arms, and glancing around the room. On a date, you can employ subliminal cues like moving closer to them, caressing their arm, maintaining eye contact, or flirting and subtly teasing them. Confidence can also be shown through engaging body language and good posture. Observe their body language to determine if they seem receptive and interested in you. In some cases, body language is more persuasive than words. What do we eat? If you choose to order food on your first date, this is a covert approach to foster a close relationship right away. In addition to fostering a link over shared culinary preferences, doing so also helps the two of you develop a subliminal rapport and sense of trust. Make sure to talk about what you're ordering if you don't want to order the same thing or something to share so that you both have what you want. Be mindful of allowing your date place their own orders and speaking up for what you want without sounding overbearing. Number 4. Learn, but don't look back. Sharing experiences and examining the past are important parts of getting to know someone. In light of this, one of the best first date advices is to refrain from reflecting back on former relationships, especially if they are included in the stories. Although it's always beneficial to draw lessons from the past, can practice really make perfect? Yes. I am a strong believer that practice makes perfect in all part of the dating experience, therefore it is always excellent to learn from your previous encounters. It doesn't matter if the date you're on isn't going exactly as planned. When it's all said and done, you'll at least have a fascinating tale to share with your friends. You'll feel better prepared for your next date the more you give yourself permission to move outside of your comfort zone. It's also crucial to keep in mind that rejection hurts and is unpleasant, but it does happen. Consider it a chance rather than a setback. There is no reason to waste your time on people who don't like you or the other way around. Baby, keep moving. Keep your prior experiences to a minimum, and always close with a question to give your date the chance to ask you more questions. Number 5. Take part in meaningful conversations. Ensure that it works both ways. On a first date, it's a good indicator when both people chat about just as much. Ask lots of questions, divulge details about yourself and your experiences, but also give your date time to speak, whether by asking questions or devoting silence. Be on the lookout for this, especially if you're a talkative extrovert. However, if you and the date click, this should come effortlessly. If you're more introverted, be careful of slightly stepping outside of your comfort zone. Beware of the language. One of the more obvious advice for first dates is to watch your language. Keep your language polite and steer clear of any profanities, slurs, or remarks that could be interpreted as offensive when going on a first date because you don't know much about the person. Number 6. Show interest. Being interested is the best approach to stand out on a first date. Although it's common knowledge that people like to talk about themselves, make sure to engage your date by asking them numerous questions throughout the entire outing. Learning the art of communication should be our first priority on a first date. Mastering the art of talking is the best thing you can do when dating. If all else fails, being able to pose effective questions may be the key to encouraging someone to open up and let you get to know them better. The main problem people have on a first date, in my opinion, is inadequate communication. People may be difficult. Relationships may be difficult. Dating may be difficult. However, if you are genuine, show up to any first date with an open mind, and have good communication skills, you are setting yourself up for success. Any effective partnership must have excellent communication. Get rid of your expectations. If you go on a date with preconceived notions about how it should go, neither you nor your date will benefit. Enthusiastically enter it with an open mind. Keep in mind that dates are for the story. And with that, guys, share with us in the comments section below all your first date experiences. If you loved this video, press the like button and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to our channel to get more content like this. Thank you for watching.